Pashaparo, YNet7. Thank you for tuning the replay. All right. So today we're continuing our Life Vibes series. I think this is number 5. And we're going to talk about anger. See, this is your anger. That's what happened when your anger is uncontrolled. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to use your anger. All right? Because I'll show you the title for the day. Let me move this light real quick. Give me 1 second here. Appreciate you. All right, so how to use your anger is stored energy. All right? So much energy is stored in your anger. We're going to talk about it from the viewpoint of power versus force. I'm going to give you my words on it. And of course, we're going to hit the 8 coins tattoo tarot and see what they're talking about, what these cards talking about. All right. Thank you for tuning. Like, subscribe, share. All right. And let's get to it. Anger. Okay. Before we get to the book, let's take a look at what anger actually means, right? I broke it down here for you a little bit. And I know this is a lot compared to normal. You know, I have a few. But this is a really good tree if you look at it, because anger actually means distress, which means affliction, right? And so you get I threw deject in there because that kind of is in part of it. And so deject means to cast down, right? So you kind of gotta look at this and say, well, cast down from where? You know, your higher self, from heaven on earth, or that is, or however you want to look at it. You're being cast down. Depression, depressed or dispirited, right? I was, when I saw depressed or dispirited, it's depression of spirit, right? So they got you feeling down. They got you. Anger is when you're not feeling up to yourself, right? So when you look at it, who has forced you down? Was it you? Was it you that forced you down, or was it someone else? You got to ask yourself that question first. Are you being internally influenced, or are you being externally influenced, right? So anger could easily be seen as the danger of desire, right? Or it could be the mother of all invention. I mean, sometimes you just got to get mad at it, right? For it to work right. You know what I'm saying? So, and then at the bottom there, that's when they're going to call you crazy. Oh, it's going mad. Mad, I say, mad. You know what I mean? So think about that for a moment while we go over this context of the power versus force. All right? Think about the definition of anger and how it incorporates all of these words as we go through these couple paragraphs real quick. All right? Okay, so anger. Although anger may lead to homicide and war as an energy level within itself, it is much further removed from death than those below it. Anger can lead to either constructive or destructive action. As people move out of apathy and grief to overcome fear as a way of life, they begin to want. Desire leads to frustration, which in turn leads to anger. Thus, anger can be a fulcrum by which the oppressed are eventually catapulted to freedom, right? Anger over social injustice, victimization, and inequality has created great movements that led to major changes in the structure of society. But anger expresses itself most often as resentment, revenge, and is therefore volatile and dangerous. Anger as a lifestyle is exemplified by irritable, explosive people who are oversensitive to slights and become injustice collectors, quarrelsome, belligerent, or litigious. Litigious. Oh, I gotta look that one up. Litigious. Okay, so since anger stems from frustrated want, it is based on the energy field below it. Frustration results from exaggerating the importance of desires. The angry person the angry person may, like a frustrated infant, go into a rage. Anger easily leads to hatred, which has an erosive effect on all areas of a person's life. Right? So that's what it's talking about there. I need to look up this word real quick, because it's bothering me that I don't know what it means. So give me 1 second here, and if you got it in the comments below already, just go ahead and drop that. Litigious, or however you say it. Unreasonably prone to law to settle disputes. Oh, okay. So like litigation, litigate, litigious. I don't know. Go ahead, you got it. So yes, when you fall, right? When you fall off, okay. Let's go back to the definitions here. When you fall off, anger can lead to constructive, because you're either constructive or like the book said, constructive or destructive actions. And the way I see that is because you're either going to say, damn, I fell off, meaning whether that's like you're working on something, you fell off, and you, instead of getting mad with everybody, you're gonna build your platform back up, or you notice that someone has brought you down, someone or something has brought you down from your higher self, your higher vibration, your heaven on earth, your peace. Okay. And either you're going to take and construct a way to return to your natural state, or you're going to get angry and want to destroy everybody else's peace because you don't have peace, right? That's when it's talking about that erosion process. So I think, yes, obviously with that being on the plate, anger can either lead to constructive or destructive, and either you're going to build yourself up and those around you, you're going to build them back up, or you're going to make them you're going to galvanize yourself and others so it never happens again, or so that you at least are restored, or remember that word, made whole, right? So, or you're going to try to have a temper tantrum like a little kid and try to tear everything up and get mad at it, and then everybody's going to be calling you crazy. That's when you might see people who start drinking a lot, right? They drinking, they throwing things, they breaking stuff, they angry, they giving threats, right? They threatening you, making threats to people and other countries and whatever. Now they hate you, right? They don't want to see you, can't talk to you, can't stand you. Want to make everybody else hate you because or they in traffic. Everybody's seen the angry driver in traffic, right? Causing road rage, get ready to get shot at because you wish them would while your little baby in the car. You know what I'm saying? So anger, it's really volatile. It's really, when it's uncontrolled, it's very dangerous, right? But isn't that what some people do? When they can't get their way, they get angry. Isn't that what some people do when they still, even when they get their way, they still angry because it wasn't exactly how they wanted it to be or something, right? So either you're going to build it up the way you want it to be, or you're going to get mad and try to tear everybody else down. Either you're going to be enjoying yourself, or you're going to try and destroy everyone else. I mean, that's the situation when you hit anger. I don't know too many people that get mad, go crazy, whatever you want to call it, get angry, and just sit still and don't do anything, right? Now, the people trying to turn people against you, right? And everybody else, aren't they? They're really just angry. Can you see that? So once you can see that, let's go back to the book real quick. Let me see what it said. So it says, but anger, we all know somebody like this. We've all seen someone like this. They're the ones you don't want to have at the party. They're the ones you kind of don't want to invite to the function. They're the ones that just make your day at work just whatever, right? If you don't know how to deal with them. So, but anger expresses itself most often as resentment and revenge, okay? And is therefore volatile and dangerous. Anger as a lifestyle is exemplified by irritable, explosive people. Now think about it. Irritable, explosive people who are oversensitive, right? Now they drinking because it's what somebody said to them or what happened to them. Again, they throwing things, they breaking stuff. Is that irritable and explosive and oversensitive? They issuing you threats, they yelling for no reason. They hating on you. They behind the wheel, mad. That's irritable, explosive people who are oversensitive to slights, quarrelsome. We'll skip the injustice collectors, and we'll say quarrelsome and belligerent. You know what I mean? They want to cuss you out because they're having a bad day, and you just a customer service rep. So you trying to help them, so you just hang up the phone on them, boop, end the call. And now they really mad because they didn't get the help they needed, but their anger made them mad, which had them going crazy on the phone, and you wasn't about to have that. So anger stems from frustrated want, right? You want something, it's unsatisfied desire, okay? Frustration is a result of exaggerating the importance of desires. Now, I see where they're going in the book by saying you could be exaggerating the importance of desires, but what if the importance of that desire is not exaggerated? What if it's a really true thing? Okay. And who's to tell you that what you want is not actually on par or on level? Who's to tell you that what you want is supposedly exaggerated? Why your wants got to be exaggerated? Why? Because you want a Bentley, someone got to say you're crazy. Why? You know what I mean? Maybe you want a Bentley. Do you know how many people you would be that helped in life by the time you get to pull up in a Bentley or live in that dream house of yours? If you're focused on it right and not just, out of greed, you would be done a lot of good for people and the world and the country and whatever, and you will be rewarded with what it takes to actually own a Bentley. Okay, so why? Don't take that the wrong way, okay? Because I don't think that what people are angry about is because it's exaggerated in all cases. I wanted you to understand the importance of wants and desires. And this is how, see, when it's uncontrolled, this is what happens. You see what I'm saying? It's like I'm talking about in the song, you know what I mean? Ring of Fire.
Like fireflies and sticky lava, boiling flames and the penthouse suite.
See what I'm saying?
It's like fire nights, my prima donna, boiling lakes in these penthouse sheets.
It's the life.
This the life in a ring of fire.
You gotta use that.
This the life. This the life,
right?
In a ring.
Use that
fire.
Energy. It's stored energy.
This the life. 100 gal.
Okay, it's stored energy. Fire, everything that burns, right, is stored energy. Okay. When you see this, the sun comes in, it goes, and the energy of the sun is collected into the plants, right? The trees, for example. Okay, and then you can take the trees and you can chop down the trees, and then when you add, look, matter of fact, right here we go. See, and when you add the spark to it, now all of that stored energy is released, and it's called combustion. Okay, I mean, this ain't nothing that you guys don't already know, right? But I'm showing you how to apply this to your life. See what I mean? You can learn so much from observation and just nature, and what you see outside your door, whether it's man-made or not, it's all part of our nature. So just observe. You see that? Now, this uncontrolled, it's just energy, and it goes crazy. It goes mad. It's mad energy, right? When controlled, you can cook with it. Okay? You can do a lot. You can do a lot with it, right? So the problem is anger. Danger is stored energy, but the question is, you got to know what to do with that energy. Remember, we talked about desire, and you had to know what you wanted. Okay, so if you don't know what you want, you don't know how to direct or where to actually direct that energy to. That's the danger, because this can be used. This system right here, sun, tree, wood, fire, can be used to cook, or it can be used to destroy all, like Northern Hills, California, whatever that, you got forest fires going through the outback and everything. You know what I'm saying? Just putting people's lives and homes at risk. So if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know that you have stored energy, and that's what anger is. So I need you to focus on that, because once you learn that you're pulling back a rubber band, that's your anger building up. Now, like the book said, you can either use it to be creative and construct. Pow, that's shooting it forward, shooting at your goals. Pow, pow. You know what I mean? You pull that rubber band back, snap, and you hitting your target, right? You hitting them goals. Or instead, you're going to erode yourself, right? So you just letting it build up, and then you let go of this hand instead of this one, you let go of this one, and it comes back and whacks you. Pow! Now your anger is destroying you. You're destroying yourself by your anger. The rubber band is your anger. It's stored energy. Learn how to aim it at what you want and get your hand-eye coordination right, so that you're releasing this hand and shooting your targets instead of releasing this hand shooting back at you. Or remember the erosion part. You just hold it forever, and then it snaps uncontrollably, and it takes out everybody around you and everybody around you. You see what I'm saying? That's the danger of anger. Anger danger. Okay? Maybe that should be the title of this. Anger danger. So know that anger is stored energy. The fuel, the sun, the output, the whatever it is, whether it's internal or external, has grown something inside of you. It has fueled something inside of you. And once you properly put that to use, or if it's accidentally put to use by someone outside of you that making you a puppet. Remember we talked about that in the last video. Go back and watch the last episode on desire if you do not know what I'm referring to. So if you're in control of yourself, you can actually take the stored energy, organize it, and actually ignite it and allow it to work for you. If you're controlled by someone else, they are going to ignite it and allow it to work for them. So the stored energy is either going to be used to aim at the target you want, aim at the target you want and backfire on you, aim at nothing and just hold until it breaks and potentially destroy you and everything around you. Anger, danger. And that is how you should look at anger and see that it has a lot of potential. You just have to learn to use the stored energy. Use the stored energy. That's all it is. It's stored energy. Don't hold it in, okay? Don't misaim it at others, okay? That's why they have the military don't have random flying nuclear warheads. They have guided missiles. Okay, you want to make sure that you are aiming at the target you want. So you have to desire something. All right, and it better not be revenge, and it need not be resentment, because that could backfire on you. All right. So, anger, danger, you can control it. And this is why this is how you use the anger to propel yourself into your goals and dreams in life. Okay. And this is why I feel like the quiet ones, the quiet ones are the most dangerous, in my opinion, because they're letting that energy just store up, right? They're storing up the energy and they're just growing. It's growing. And then the ones that are in control of themselves, they know it's growing. They feel it growing, right? They ain't got to say nothing. The tree don't say nothing. The tree don't say nothing at all. It just sits there and it grows. Every now and then you might hear a crack. You might hear, you might hear a squirrel up there messing with it. You're looking at the squirrel, but you don't even really put your sight on the tree because you take the tree's energy for granted. You're so busy focused on the squirrel because the squirrel's the active one. The squirrel, the one causing the drama in the tree, right? Then that energy just builds up. They keep building up, right? And then you have the spark. The spark finally comes, whatever that is, and it ignites. And then when that rubber band snaps, whether it's back, forward, outside, whatever, when it snaps, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You can't stop that. You can't stop that energy. You can't stop it. So learn how to control it, aim it, and use it for what you need to accomplish your goals. The quiet ones are always the most dangerous. Danger, anger. Okay? So let's get this card. Let's see what this card is talking about. All right? And see how it relates to the topic of anger. Okay? Now, you know some angry people in your life, and you want the best for them. I know you do. So what you gotta do is you gotta share this video with them, because you've tried to tell them 100 different ways how they're destroying themselves, And some people just might be visual. Some people might just need to hear from someone else, the way it's put by someone else. I'm not guaranteeing you that this video will be their salvation. I'm not a church or anything, but give it a try. Let's see if it'll work. I'm here for you guys. This is why I do it. I enjoy making these productions to help uplift everyone to a level that I think, personally, is my opinion, we all deserve to achieve, and each one teach one. So the lessons in here are teaching some, and I'm learning from responses and the research I do sometimes just to make the video whole and complete. So it's a win-win for everybody. Take the time, subscribe, share the video with those that you care and love. Someone you know needs this information. And let's see what these cards are talking about here right now, okay? It's the life in the ring of fire, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens in the ring of fire. This right here. You get that build up and then pow. You know what I mean? Something snaps, whether it's an earthquake, she want my volcano, whatever. Something gonna give. Okay? So here we go. Let's see what the cards talking about. 8 coins, tattoo tarot. Let's see what we talking about here as it comes to anger. What will the cards deliver for us regarding anger? One more cut, I think, is what we do here. And we have the 8 of Swords, okay? And we had some swords come up recently. So by all means, feel free to go back and check those out. I'm trying to tell you some good information up in this piece. All right, so what the swords is talking about, again, is connected to the elements of air, change, and freedom. The sword suit generally deals with the mental world, decision-making, interactions with others, and thought processes. See what I'm saying? The only thing that really separates us is our thought process. That's why you angry. That's why, maybe not you, but that's why they mad. Okay? So we get our thought processes right. We can stop being angry at each other. Then there won't be as many wars and conflicts. Everybody can get some money together. We can all eat. All right? So let's see what this 8 talking about. Or excuse me, 7. Let's see what the 7 talking about. I like the 7. It's very spiritual by itself. All right. So here we go. Let me get that in light for you. Let me get that in some good light for you. You can get that? Okay. So the 7 of Swords is about deception, betrayal, and the feelings associated with trying to get away with something. See? Right there off the bat, you depressed, right? You've been knocked down to a lower vibration, and you're trying to get away with being something that you're not. When you're in a state of anger, that's not really you. Okay? That's the depressed you. That's the cast down. That's the forced down version of yourself. You've been when you squeeze something, again, look, go back to the energy, the stored energy, right? When you squeeze something, like a rubber band, it works this way, right? A rubber band works this way. But y'all know when y'all squeeze and compress something, right? That's how they say the Big Bang started. That's how they say stars form. So when you getting compressed and pushed down and squeezed upon, and they say that pressure make diamonds, right? So you got to know how to use your anger and turn yourself into a diamond, because that's all it's doing. That pressure ain't there for you to explode on everybody else all wrong and shit. You know what I mean? Use that anger and become a star. Explode into the darkness. Fill the void with your light. All right? The 7 warns of the risk and consequences of dishonesty or theft. When you're angry, you're stealing from yourself. You're robbing yourself of joy because you're not who you're supposed to be at that moment. Let's go back to these. You're not who you're supposed to be. All of these is messing with you, right? Distress, affliction, dejection, depression of spirits. Who forced you down? Who forced you to come down? You're supposed to be in heaven on earth. It's supposed to be peace. Who forced you out of that? Okay? Who took your peace? Was it you? Either way, it must have been you, because either you did it to yourself or you allowed yourself to be removed from that space that you deserve, right? All right. So a young woman walks confidently away from the scene of the crime. She gazes our way and smirks with power. She snagged herself a bundle of swords. She wears a wolf's head on her hat, symbolizing that she is a lone wolf, ostracized from her pack for thinking only of herself. You see? And doesn't that sound like some angry shit? But anger doesn't have to be a negative thing. Remember that. Okay? If everybody was great, jump off the cliff, okay? Yeah, you might be ostracized from the pack because you said, "Nah, I ain't gonna jive off the cliff. This is the way we should go." Okay? Jim Jones, who made it out? Did anybody make it out, right? So being ostracized from your pack may not necessarily be a bad thing. The one thing I want you to take away from this video is that anger is not necessarily evil. Anger can fuel evil, but it's not necessarily evil. It might just be the beginnings of something great. So get mad sometimes and get building, okay? So she has a tattoo of an arrow on her arm, a symbol that she moves quickly. The anxiety of her lifestyle leaves her unable to stay in the same place for long. She has few friends and family because of it. See, you can't stay in the same place for too long when you're angry because you're going to explode. So you got to keep it moving. Right? And again, this is the same equation. Remember, I'm a man of equations, not variables. So don't get caught up on the variables, okay? It's the equation. And the reality is you can't stay in the same place too long when you're angry without cracking. Something gonna crack. Something gonna give. It's too much stored energy building up for you to just be sitting in the same place without nothing happening. It's eventually gonna get a match light and there's gonna be a barbecue. All right. So getting away with things you have not earned and feel exhilarated at the moment, but you should think long and hard about the consequences of your actions. It can be tough to rejoin the pack once you have broken the trust of the other wolves. So when you're angry at somebody and you attack them in however way you attack them, and it comes out later on, the truth. See, the truth always comes out. When that truth comes out, you lose. You lose because now everybody's looking at you like, wow, that's what this was all about. And 8 times out of 10, you're going to lose. Because if you're angry, it just means that you had uncontrolled energy. There was other ways to handle it, and you couldn't. You had to throw the infant temper tantrum, and that's a loss. That's a loss for you, and that's a loss for the community. That's a loss for everything in between. That is headed for self-destruction. So being angry, uncontrolled anger, cheats yourself. You're robbing yourself. Remember the 7 of Swords, because uncontrolled anger is robbing yourself of your own joy, robbing yourself of your ability to contribute to society in a way that you would enjoy. Now, at the same time, remember the 7 of Swords, because separating from a pack that's going in the wrong direction is brilliant and can be an opportunity for you to build great things. I'm Pasha Paro. This is YNet 7. Thank you for tuning the replay.
A whole 100 gallons. Sweat. I'm Pompeii on pump 8, no Tesla, that's gasoline. I want 100 gallons. A whole 100 gallons. Sweat. Those toe touch.